In today's video I want to show you how to make this guy. It's a USB powered universal diode tester. It will test regular diodes, LEDs, Zener diodes and strings of LEDs in series, for example a TV backlight. So if you want to see how this is made, let's go. So these are all the parts I intend to use, or hopefully these are all the parts I intend to use at least. I haven't actually done a full costing of these parts at the moment, but I think that they come in at somewhere around the €3, $3, £3 mark. As with most of my videos, this is unscripted and kind of unplanned. I haven't made any prior plan as to how I'm going to fit all of this stuff into this box, so we're going to discover that together. So let's get on and give it a go. So what I'm thinking at the moment is that I will probably want to mount the meter here in the lid, and also the socket here in the lid too. But before I can really do that, I need to determine where I can mount. Basically I'm going to have two small PCBs. I've got this this boost converter here, and I'm going to make my own with some diodes and a resistor. So I really need to see how big they're going to be, where they're going to fit into the box, so I can then determine where I'm going to put the holes in the side for the probe sockets and a power plug. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my first PCB with these components, and then I will go from there. So my first step, make this. So I'm going to get the bender here and just bend these guys so they're nice. That should work. And then the resistor. Okay, I just need to cut a hole in the track, and then that should be done, hopefully. Right, that's that part done. I'm just going to tack a few wires onto this so I can make some easy connections to it in the future. Oh yeah, I need one more colour. Here we go, one more colour. Okay, that should work. So I can chop this off here now. Like that. And then what I will do is, while I'm here, I'll just solder this socket on. So I'll just leave one row at each end available. So as usual, we'll just do one corner on each side, and we can push it home. So what I'm doing is I'm literally just having two rows here, so I'm having all of one side of the IC socket connected to one row and all the other side connected to the other row. So that'll just give me two test points but multiples. Okay, that should work. And again, I can trim this up hopefully. Okay, I'll sand that in a moment. Oh, I've just got one leg visible there that I can see. Okay, that's good. So what I need to do next is to figure out how I'm going to mount these various pieces into the box, and to make a couple of rectangular cutouts in the top to mount the meter and the IC socket. There'll be two holes in one side for the probe sockets, one hole in one side for the power connector. I also need to be able to mount this guy in the side here, so I can actually rotate the adjustment pot for that too. So we've got quite a lot of things to fit in and to figure out how to mount. So I'll do that right now. So I think the plan is going to be to mount the IC socket roughly in the center here, and the voltage display roughly in the center there. I'll try and get it so the adjustment pot is probably in this corner, and then two sockets, these two on one side and then the power socket on the back. I'm going to go ahead and start marking the positions that I want to locate the various items, and then we can start drilling holes and making cutouts, etc. So I'm going to start by marking the center of this guy. this one is 23, and this one is say 18. For the IC socket, now they're both approximately 10mm wide, so I'm going to mark them as 10, and then I can always file them out a little bit later to get them the exact size that I want. Right, quite happy with that so far. So now I've got a small wooden block and I can drill some pilot holes. Now I can enlarge those. And then enlarge them again. We'll go up to hopefully around 10mm. Like so. And next up I'm going to take a multi-tool and I'm just going to cut along the lines that I've created, not too close to the edges. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Now what I need to do is to file the holes out. So I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm just working up to the lines that I'd marked to start with, and then once I've done that I will offer up the display itself and then adjust as necessary. So I'm nearly there on this hole, just need to do a little bit more. Okay, let's just offer that up. We need to go a little tiny bit longer for a start. that's gone in. So I'll just use the much finer pitch file here just to make it look a bit prettier. Okay, reasonably happy with that. So I'll now do the other hole. Okay, it's in. So once again, I'm just going to get the fine file and just tidy it up a little bit. Okay, reasonably happy with that. So next I need to actually drill a couple of holes in this guy so I can actually mount it. So what we'll do is if we pop it in that way round, I can literally just drill straight through there. Like that. I'll find a couple of standoffs to mount on here so I can physically mount the meter in place, but we'll do that in a moment. Okay, so next I want to drill the mounting holes for the two sockets and for the power. So we'll go ahead and mark those up in a similar fashion to last time. Okay, hopefully they're in good places. So again, we will drill some pilot holes. We can open these up. Now these are 12mm, so I can pretty much go all the way through. In fact, I can go all the way through. So that just leaves me with one more hole to drill. And that will be so I can adjust the potentiometer. So what I intend to do is to kind of mount it in the side there, like that, and then literally just drill a hole in the top here so I can pop a screwdriver in to adjust it. That's the initial idea anyway. So what I'll do is I'll just mark where that actually is going to come as best as I can. Just about there, and then I shall just pop the hole in there as well. Okay, so hopefully that is all the holes that I need to make. So I'm just going to have a bit of a tidy up here, much needed tidy up. So next I want to mount the meter into the top cover, and to do that I've got a set of these very handy plastic standoffs, come in various different lengths. I think I got these probably from eBay or AliExpress, can't really remember, they're quite inexpensive. So I'll just grab a couple of those. A couple of nuts and a couple of screws. I need some more of those screws. So these are this kit is 3mm kit, I think M3. Hopefully okay, should be good. So I can mount this into here. Like that. Okay, next up I will tag a couple of wires onto this, and then I can mount this guy in there also. Okay, now I need to mount this guy into here, and I think to do that I will just do that with a little bit of hot melt glue. That should be fine. Okay, just put that in with a bit of hot melt glue. That's totally solid, completely solid. And the next thing I also want to do, I will put some wires onto this guy, and I also just want to tack that onto there, and then I can actually, once that's in position, I can then tack that inside the box itself. So let's go ahead and put some wires onto this guy. Right, now I can mount that onto here, so I'll just go and do that. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I've literally just tacked that in so we can see the adjustment screw in the top. Next I need to connect the meter probe sockets. So I'll solder some wires onto those guys. You can mount those in the box. Let's get rid of the flux. Right, so now all we have to do is to make our connections and stick that in and we should be good to go. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just stick that guy in with some hot melt glue. Be back in a moment. Okay, that's in. So now all I have to do is to finalise all of my connections and we should be good to go. So I'll go ahead and do that. The reason I do it like this is so rather than attach all the wires to the PCBs in situ, I join them up so I can come back and disconnect them easier at any point in the future. Okay, I just want to test that before I go ahead and finalise it. So I've got a battery pack here. Let's just plug that guy in. Good. So it's currently 11 volts coming out. Let's just get our hands on that so it comes up on camera. So let's just try the adjustment range. So I should be able to go, this is obviously 5 volts in from a power bank. So I should be able to hopefully go down to about 5 volts. it's not really pulling much current, so the power bank's going to switch off. So 5 volts, yeah, that's the point that the meter shuts down, and then we should hopefully be able to go up to 30 volts with this boost converter. Okay, so it's gone up to 28. Right, I'm just going to set that back down to 12 volts. Volts. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to tidy these wires up, and then I'm going to apply some hot melt glue onto the edge here so I can actually stick that onto the side there. And I'll put so little on here that it will, when I take it apart, it will disconnect from here or come off of here first and still be attached there. I've done it that way so I can just keep it in alignment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll do that. Okay, I've had a bit of a tidy up, and hopefully I can now show the purpose of this device. So we'll plug it in. It's still set for 12 volts. Now I have some LEDs. So this is a blue one. And that's, so let's get a lens so you guys can see. Okay, so blue LED, we're testing the LED. We can see it's got a voltage drop of approximately, my power bank keeps shutting down because it's too low current. 2.8 volts across the blue LED. We've got an amber one here. .97 ish, and a red one. At 2 volts, and I did have a green one somewhere, and a green one, let's go the right way around. 2.02. We've also got a couple of diodes here. So this is a 1M4005, so this is a regular diode. We've got 0.64 thereabouts, and then this diode is a 1N5819, so this should be a Schottky. 0.24. Okay, now I've also here got some Zener diodes. Don't know exactly, these are all mixed up, so we'll just get the old TC1. Okay, so the TC1 is saying that that's a 6.03 Zener, and then we'll put that into my tester. .02 ish. I'm obviously not making a great connection, but so we can see that that tallies up quite well. Let's find another one. TC1 9.04. .03. more for luck. Try and find something slightly higher voltage. What have we got? Don't know. 14.6. Okay, so at this point, this is why I put a boost converter in here, so we can actually turn the voltage up here, and we can measure Zeners up to 28 volts. I think was the maximum it went up to. My power bank just shut off again on the actual voltage that you've got coming in, just because of the design. .8. So I'll find some test probes, and we'll connect some test probes up. Got some test probes. Let's try a Zener. That's the 14.6 volt one. This is the 9 point something volt one, and this one was 6 volt T. Yes. So that's the Zener diodes. They work. Let's just do the LEDs with the test probes, or one or two. So blue LED 2.95. Just turn the test voltage down a little bit. Red LED shade under 2 volts. And amber LED just over 2 volts. Okay, and then finally one of the reasons for the probes, we have an LED strip here. Let's see what we can do with this. So this is an LED strip from a TV. Let's just crank the voltage up a little bit for this. Like so. Test this one. The end one is actually broken, so that's probably why we can't test the whole strip. I think that one's open circuit, so yeah, we should be able to with a good LED strip we should be able to test the whole strip. I'll just go and see if I can find another one. I've had to zoom out a little bit for this shot. So I found an old, some old backlights from an old TV, and we can see that we can test the backlights here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 10. This is 10 in this string. Not sure we can actually see it on camera. Yeah. So there you have it. The $3, pound, euro, approximately comprehensive diode tester. So we'll test Schottky diodes, regular silicone diodes, LEDs, Zener diodes up to 28 volts, and also TV backlights up to a string of 10 in series through my testing here. So I hope you enjoy this one. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.